What a difference a week makes! Or perhaps it doesn't. Since MRC-TV and people worldwide sounded the alarm about Penguin Random House literally rewriting Roald Dahl's novels, purging them of wit, nuance, and all the work Dahl put into the tales, and instead fitting them in a straitjacket of progressive milquetoast wokeness, nincompoop navigators at the publishing giant have reconsidered their actions. And their response to the controversy? Let's dig into that. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. I know, it's a shocker. Penguin Random House won't admit to having committed an immoral act or even having made an error. Instead, they're pretending to magnanimously acknowledge the bizarre mindsets of people who actually want to respect Dahl's work and aren't peeved by his creative descriptions. The disingenuous staff members of this giant publishing corporation are going to be kind to us unbalanced traditionalists out here, even as they run a parallel track to, yeah, you got it, publish reworked versions of Dahl's novels and still fraudulently call them his work. Caitlin Richardson writes for Daily Caller that Penguin's Puffin division offered an announcement to clarify things for us troglodytes out here. Quote, Puffin will still keep the new version of the text, which swaps out potentially offensive words like fat and adds additional passages to make the stories more palatable to modern readers. But we'll keep publishing the original text under the name the Roald Dahl Classic Collection, according to the announcement. Readers will now be free to choose, the company said. Oh, that's just wonderful, isn't it? You know, those of us who are old enough to remember the Reader's Digest condensed books line, which they now call their Select Editions line, we'll remember that they offered agreeable major publishers and authors some additional compensation to allow Reader's Digest to create edited, shorter versions of the novels. Now, we might see something similar in this Puffin move to that Reader's Digest move, but they aren't similar at all. Those condensed books were agreed to by all parties, and they were labeled as such and promoted as easy ways to soak in what Reader's Digest admitted were abridged versions of the originals. Puffin is going to promote the expurgated and rewritten books as Dahl's work, when they're not his work in any way. Quote, among the hundreds of changes previously unveiled by Puffin, the publisher axed adjectives from descriptions, making Oompa Loompas just small instead of no higher than my knee. Removed gender references, redubbing James and the Giant Peach's Cloudmen as Cloud People, and inserted new content, clarifying after a paragraph in The Witches explaining that witches wear wigs because they're bald, that there are plenty of other reasons why women might wear wigs, and there is certainly nothing wrong with that, the Telegraph reported. And of course, that spokesperson, sorry, I don't even know if we can use spoke or person nowadays, given that some truly enlightened people might not consider themselves to be persons and that others actually can't speak. And those evil people who do speak must be using language that, of course, is cis, Anglo-colonial, race-centric, phobistic or something like that. Anyway, that spokesperson made sure, I'm sorry, I said it again. Anyway, that person whoever it was made sure to tell us how much the corporation cares about Dahl's work and about new generations of readers. Quote, we've listened to the debate over the past week, which has reaffirmed the extraordinary power of Roald Dahl's books and the very real questions about how stories from another era can be kept relevant for each new generation. Francesca Dow, managing director of Penguin Random House Children's, said in a statement. And while the publishing company continues to founder and roll in its own rhetorical filth, other people, such as Richardson's Daily Caller, update us with valuable information. from an organization that actually does respect freedom of speech and the original intent of authors. Quote, Aaron Turr, Director of Public Advocacy at the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE, said the company's decision is a reminder never to stay silent in the face of censorship. In fact, The Guardian and The Insider report that Roald Dahl wasn't silent about censorship and his own work. According to The Guardian, in 1982, Dahl stated that he would send his well-known enormous crocodile, the main focus of the eponymous novel, to gobble up publishers who changed his words. In a newly resurfaced transcript, Dahl said that he had, quote, warned my publishers that if they later on so much as change a single comma in one of my books, they will never see another word from me. You know, it's almost as if these woke publishers selected Roald Dahl specifically because he left such instructions, which speaks, I think, again, of the insulting postmodernist practice of deconstructionism in colleges and high schools, in which teachers claim that long-dead authors actually meant something other than what they wrote, that they had hidden meanings which only the enlightened teacher can find and express to the students. I think authors such as Roald Dahl, everyone, in fact, deserve the respect of reading his work the way he wanted it read, period. Oh, and by the way, I hear some publishing bureaucrats are trying to do the same thing to Ian Fleming's James Bond, stripping those books of unattractive words. Yeah, you know, because it's totally cool to have stories about a paid government assassin. It's just unacceptable to have him using the wrong words when assassinating people. It makes complete sense. And it's very respectable to the long dead Mr. Fleming. Amazing. You know, it seems as if some publishers and wokesters think they have a license to kill free speech and to kill respect for the words of others. That's the impression I get, but perhaps I'm misreading their texts. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Find us at Rumble, where they do not censor us. And of course, yes, you can still find us at YouTube, where they do and have been over the past week. Please visit us at MRCTV.org. That's MRCTV.org. And while you're visiting, please consider donating to the Media Research Center in its 36th year of fighting left-wing bias in the media. You can also see us on TikTok and Instagram, find us on Facebook and on Twitter, and on Gab, I'm at Gardner Goldsmith, and on Twitter, I'm at Gard Goldsmith. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.